This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This week, the girls bounce on some horses in this week's mini challenge. For the maxi challenge, the girls make over some queer cowboys into members of their drag families. On the runway, the category is drag family resemblance. On the main stage, Mikey Meeks was named the winner of the challenge, while Nene Coco and Discord Adams were placed in the bottom two. After a lip sync battle for their lives, Nene was told "Shantae, you stay," while Discord Adams was asked to sashay away. It's season 18, episode 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and this is the big takeaway. Welcome to the big takeaway for season 18, episode 12, titled Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Drag Queens. My name's Joe Batance, and I am joined, as always, by one queer cowgirl from Bloody Podcast. Please say hello, hello, hello to the goddess of glitz, glamour, goth, gossip, and gore herself, the one, the only Miss Laurian K. Roggenkamp. Hello, Laurian.
Hello.
Oh my God. As I said, technically on the air, but really off the air, this is a cursed episode. We started we started the episode earlier, but unbeknownst to me, I was blaming Lauri. It was my internet needs to be rebooted.
Well, to be fair, my computer's had some glitches. Although I will say I had restarted my computer because I thought maybe it was me, and magically we've been having printer issues. We haven't been able to print anything. It just started printing all the stuff that we've been trying to print for the last month. like it just started. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So like all this random stuff we don't need anymore is being printed.
Well, what we missed on the first run through, and then I did the whole beginning song, and my mic wasn't on. It's been a mess. We're literally starting 40 minutes after we were supposed to start. But anyway, like by this point, I should be like, "Bye, Lauri. All right, we'll see you later." You know,
see you later. Bye.
Then going on TikTok and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, in the first round, Lauri was on her phone. Right. And I brought that up, but then the internet messed up. And then it reminded me, we have, last week you said no one can tell.
Yes.
That you're on the phone, which Nathan, Patrick Brown, Jay, they all said we can 100% tell that she's fooling no one. But we also got a voicemail from actually one of your biggest fans, Trots Away.
You can't tell that I'm on the phone. Yeah.
Trots Away. And Trots Away sent a message. I don't think I've ever heard Trots Away talk before, but here we go. This is from Trots Away.
Okay.
This message is for Lauri. We can tell that you were on your phone during the episodes.
No, you cannot.
Lauri, everybody can tell.
I think if you were to change that to "we can tell when you're distracted," then that's fine. But you can't tell when I'm on my
definitely
phone.
Nathan, Jay, and I can tell. What do you mean? We can tell.
No, you can't.
This is the most ridiculous thing. I can see the Brazilian aisles in your lenses as you're watching them.
You're seeing the computer screen.
Yeah. Computer screen, all right. Angie Harmon and this other one.
I don't watch Rizzoli and Isles.
Anyway, here's what we're going to do. Oh, a Patreon, go. It's amazing. You should do it. Patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia.
You can tell if I'm on my phone. Yeah.
That's when you can tell. It is really amazing. There's new content 7 days a week, but I'm going to tell you, I got to say this here on the air. This is a weird one. I've never had this happen before. The expensive tier hasn't gotten their content 2 weeks in a row. And it's not because we haven't recorded it. We have an episode of Fat Cam that I have not edited or released yet. And we have Hallmark Homos that was supposed to drop today, and I haven't edited and released it yet. But you know what I'm going to do, Lar? So the expensive tier will hear this first. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to edit and post both those shows.
Good for you.
Yeah, doing what I'm supposed to do. The expensive tier always gets fucked over. I don't know why. But, yeah, because they're good episodes. Lauri was farting during Fat Camp. And
I was not.
Yeah, I remember you were farting.
Did I?
Yes, it was a big thing. And you tried to blame Star.
No, I wasn't. No, that was a random sound.
Yeah, random sound. All right. Anyway, so patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. New content every day of the week, depending on your level. Expensive tier gets content 7 days a week. Exclusive tier, though, gets it 6.
Nice.
Even premium level gets it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days a week is premium level. Yeah. Patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Or you can go on the app. You can do all that stuff. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to take a break. I can remember Lauri's already like getting ready. She gets so excited when we go to break. Okay, we'll be back right after this.
Looking to transform how you work out? At the Sculpt Society, we have workouts for every stage of life, from pregnancy and postpartum to perimenopause and midlife. We offer life stage fitness programs, expert-led nutrition, and thousands of classes that help you enjoy movement and feel strong at every stage, all from home. Use code MEGAN30 for your first month free on thesculptsociety.com. That's thesculptsociety.com. And start wherever you are. A release is waiting.
This episode is brought to you by Cologuard. Do you know what's really scary? Not screening for colon cancer when you turn 45. The Cologuard test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off work, and ships right to your door. In just 3 simple steps, Cologuard takes the scare out of colon cancer screening. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about the Cologuard test. Cologuard is available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription today at Cologuard.com/screen.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
And we're back. Lauri, why do you love doing that so much? It's not necessary. You don't have to do that.
I just like it, Yeah. It's just fun.
So Lauri and I just finished watching season 18, episode 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be drag queens. And just to do a brief recap, they had a mini challenge where the girls bounced on these like inflatable horses. And then they had to make over some gay cowboys into members of their drag families. And Mikey Meeks won the challenge, getting her second win.
Yeah.
And it was Nene Coco and Discord Adams in the bottom 2. And they lip synced to an Ariana Grande song. And then Discord Adams was asked to sashay away. So let's go through one by one, Lauri. Did the right queen win the challenge? Lauri, go.
No, I mean, no, I'm going to say no. Personal preference, I think I would have given it to Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I liked their outfits better. But I did think that Mikey Meeks did a great job with the matching. I do have a problem with the actual competition part of it.
All right.
I think it's a little bit... I don't think they understand what family means.
Well, is this going to be your big takeaway?
No.
Oh.
Family doesn't mean that you all dress alike. If anything, they should be calling it a twin competition.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then they all look alike, you know?
And
but
you should know because you come from a family of twins. I'm a
fraternal twin.
Yeah, and then your mom and your aunt are twins.
Are identical twins, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's just, if it's just a family, they don't, like Juicy and Athena are in the same family, but Juicy doesn't dress like Athena, you know? So it's like, I don't understand this parameter that they have where they have to look exactly alike.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Were the right two queens in the bottom?
I mean, based off the parameters of how they judged it, yes.
Okay. And did the right queen get the chop? Was Discord Adams the right person to go home?
You know, if we're talking about this episode, no.
Really?
I don't think she should have gotten the chop. I think Juicy should have gotten the chop.
Juicy?
I did not like Juicy's outfit. If I had my personal preference, I think that she should have gone home and you know, been in the bottom, but I don't know. I guess take. You know, I don't run RuPaul's Drag Race, so but no, I think but if we're looking at the whole scope of the show,
you don't run RuPaul's Drag Race because you don't believe in yourself.
If we're looking at the whole scope of the show, then yeah, no, this was Discord's time. Mm-hmm. I do love at the end when she says, "I'm not delusional. I hear their critiques. I just don't agree with them."
Yeah.
Like, that's delusion. That's what delusional means. Yes.
I would think delusion would be if they heard the critiques and they were clearly negative and she interpreted them as positive.
No, delusional, I mean, that could be a form of delusion, but delusion is essentially just believing your own bull. So it's like whatever you hear just bounces off at you. And so if you don't believe what people are saying, it just bounces off at you. That Discord.
Oh, okay, because you said she. I don't know. I think I have a different take. I think what's funny is Discord left with I had a good impression of Discord when she left. She seems very centered, very emotionally mature for this competition, and was just like, yeah, I had a good time. I don't agree with their decision, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I found her to be a little annoying. But yeah, overall, I mean, she was a good designer. Mm-hmm. I would be interested to see what kind of shows she puts on with her boyfriend.
Yeah. But
it was her time to go.
Did you have any other before we get to your big takeaway? Because it seems like, because I have a recap show that I'm going to do tomorrow. You
do?
Yep, sure do, with Nathan Patrick Brown, all the way from Australia. And then I also have Rulaska thoughts that if I forget to mention something on recap, I can mention it on Rulaska thoughts. So my question to you is, do you have any random thoughts or stray thoughts or other thoughts you had while you're watching the show that you want to share right now?
Was that black guy Jewish?
I don't know. I didn't see his dick.
He had a yarmulke on.
Okay.
That guy, I feel like I want that guy to have his own show.
What are you going to call it?
He has lived a life. I don't know. He had a yarmulke, so I think he's Jewish. Mm-hmm. He's in the rodeo. He was in the army.
Yeah.
His friend was murdered. Isn't that movie that they did? Like Soldier's
Forrest
Girl
Gump?
was based off
of?
Soldier's Girl was based off of that story?
I don't know.
It was with Barbra Streisand's stepson.
Barbra Streisand's stepson?
Yeah, I forgot his name. He was in the barbershop movies.
Oh, Josh Brolin. I had to rethink who you were talking about. I was like, what? I would never think of Josh Brolin as Barbra Streisand's stepson. Okay, go ahead.
But I don't know, is that his name? He was in the barbershop movies, and then he did that where he played a soldier who fell in love with a trans woman, mm-hmm. and then was beaten to death with a bat at the end of the movie. But yeah, I mean, he's lived a life.
Lauri went to and laughed at it the whole time. I went with her. It was embarrassing. She was just laughing and laughing like it was Cape Fear.
But I feel like I felt bad for that guy that the person he was with was in the bottom, because he was so scared. He just seemed so I can't think of the word, like delicate about his femininity, and just so afraid to show it.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like such a brave thing, and then it gets like shit on, and his drag mother gets put in the bottom. So I just felt like, oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So I felt bad. I felt worse for him than anybody else in that show. Even Discord.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel bad for this guy.
Meanwhile, I'm thinking I don't want to be his partner. He's bad news.
No, he's great. He seemed like such a sweet man. They all did. I really liked the only thing I wish they would have done was they would have just explained a little bit more what the hell they were talking about when they explained the rodeo stuff. Like,
did you see at the end that the old man died?
No, really?
Yeah, at the end of the show, they had, right after the credits, it showed in memory of whatever his name was, Terry something or other.
Oh, I liked him.
Yeah,
he was a sweet man.
I don't know what he died from.
Yeah,
my embarrassment of being on the show. So no other stray thoughts?
No.
All right. So So Laura, you clearly have some big takeaway you're going to share with us right now. What's your big takeaway?
Okay, this sounds really cheesy, but
yeah.
I get the importance of RuPaul's Drag Race watching this episode.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, when that guy was talking about how he's so afraid to show his femininity, I guess I just forget
that you're afraid to show your femininity?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I forget that there's like this culture where it's like, it's not only like frowned upon, but it's dangerous for men to show any kind of like, feminine side.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just heartbreaking, know, it's just like, I feel so bad for for these men who've just, been so pushed into such a category for so long. And I think RuPaul's Drag Race kind of shows that you can, has been helping push things forward, these decades, and make it so that it's like we see men for more than just like their masculine side.
Yeah.
Especially I think gay men, more than a lot of gay men, they struggle with it more because they're gay. So they think that, they already have like a negative against them. Like I knew a gay guy when I worked at a radio station. I can't think of the name for some reason.
K-Rock.
But yes. Yeah. But he was so like, he was just like a regular dude that I knew. Like he was one of the first gay guys I'd ever met who wasn't, like kind of effeminate.
Do you still talk to this John Coppersmith?
We haven't talked in a really long time. I should text him.
Text him right now.
Yeah. No, it's too late.
The funny answer would have been, I don't want to use my phone during the show.
I've been using it this whole time, so.
Yeah. Lauri's a phone.
Yeah.
That's how she actually is a phone. That's why we've been really coming down on her.
That's why I say you can't tell when I use my phone because I'm always on my phone.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, he hated like effeminate gay men.
This guy that you went to work with?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was gay, but was so funny because that's who he would date.
Oh, really?
But he hated.
This guy is sounding really complicated.
Oh yeah, he was a very complicated person. But it was just like he was one of those guys who's like he was from the 909, and he.
By the way, 909, everyone listening, is an area code, and that's what people use to label the Inland Empire, which is a county. Well, the Inland Empire is its own name, but it everything outside, like east of Los Angeles County. We go ahead.
Yeah. So he just sort of he had like his like the sunglasses on the back of his neck.
Yeah.
You know, like he had a sunburnt face because he'd wear a baseball cap, but he turned it around, so it never blocked the sun. So he, you know, he was
bald?
just like an. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe. But
was he handsome? Were all the gays into him at K-Rock?
He was sort of like, I mean, honestly, like not to make him feel bad, or to, if this is a bad thing, but he was sort of just like the man version of me. Like he was just like a big white guy.
All right.
So he was just sort of like a chubby white dude. But he was gay, and it was like, I just felt so bad, you know. Like, look, he could be an asshole. I'm not saying that he was a scapegoat, but it's just like, you know, I don't know. I guess I forget maybe it being in my bubble that, like, you know, there's this whole machismo thing with like men where it's like you have to be, you know, this certain way. So yeah, so I felt so sad for that guy that was talking about his friend who got murdered, and then how he's so nervous to show his femininity, and so that was it.
I remember, it's funny you say this, years ago when the apps first came around, right? Like Grindr. Being on Grindr and talking to a guy in the Inland Empire, the 909. And he was very cute. I wonder if I'm still like this, you know? But where I like, at the time, I was very like any kind of little thing, I would immediately cut you off, right? Like I've told a story before that there was this guy who was literally on paper like the perfect guy, like so handsome, we hit it off, all this stuff, but his last name was Goose, so I just did not pursue that. And then this guy, when we were talking on Grindr and then on the phone, I never met him in real life because he would ask me questions, you know, like when you're trying to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
And if I said the answer he liked, he would go, woohoo. And I was like, this is really obnoxious. I can't be around this. And then I ghosted him. And for some reason, I think because you mentioned gay person in the 909, I just thought of this guy. And how he'd go like, woohoo. Right?
What would he would ask you like what
he'd be
music
like, boxers
do you like?
or briefs? And I'd be like, you know, at the time it was boxers. And I have now been for many years a boxer briefs guy, right? But at the time I think it was just boxers. And he was like, woohoo. And he'd be like, you know, whatever. It'd be like questions like that, this or that. And I'd answer it. And he'd be like, if the answer was what he wanted to hear. Which is the thought of boxers now really grosses me out. I would never wear boxers.
Yeah, I don't know how
bat
men could
wings and
do
all this shit.
boxers. I don't know how men could do boxers at all. Like, doesn't just your stuff just hang loose all the time?
Yeah, that's why I said you get bat wings and all kinds of, especially right now in this weather. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah.
So my big takeaway is kind of related to yours. I wouldn't know if they're necessarily related. They're not the same drag family, but one's wearing one outfit, one's wearing the other. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. They're
the Discord and Harmony.
Oh, I was going to say they're the Jane and Maybe Don't.
Okay, they're the Jane and Maybe.
Yeah. Which is, I was actually very pleased because you have to understand, Lauri, I've seen this show for, 18 seasons.
Yeah.
And I was very pleased to see a makeover episode, which is a consistent thing on these seasons, where I think in the early days of this show, these same people on the show would have been really kind of mean to them.
Really?
It would have had the queens going like, I don't know how I'm going to work with them. They're ugly or they're fat or they're old or something, right?
Yeah.
And I felt that the show as a whole was very nice to them. They were more realistic looking gay men, you know.
Yeah.
They weren't the WeHo pretty boys. And they weren't necessarily like walking out of a Tom of Finland thing that they could have easily done with these cowboy things. But, I mean the look, not what they were wearing. But they were, you know, regular gay dudes, you know, who they were maybe a little chubby, some of them. Maybe they were a little older than what's used to being on the show. Maybe not the most symmetrical of faces, you know, all kinds of different issues. And the show didn't make a big thing about it. The queens didn't make a big thing about it. It never even really came up, but it was something that I definitely clocked. And I was very pleased that the show just treated them as any other contestant and again, Lauri, what you would have seen is one of the queens like in a confessional or somewhere on the side, talking to another drag queen like, oh, that they have it so hard because, you know, they don't have clothes that will fit them, or they're going to go home because the person's ugly or something. Nope. None of that stuff. These people could watch this show in a bar with their friends and they'd be very proud that they were not thrown under the bus, so to speak. And I thought that was a really good thing for this show and for this episode. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. No, I think that I always dislike that, you know, in other competitions, like in tattoo competitions or whatever, when they're like, oh, I don't want to have to touch this person. And it's just like, how would you feel watching that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, no, I thought they did a great, and I also thought that everybody was gung ho, you know, it just seemed like a very positive environment.
Yes.
Which, you know, and it was nice to watch, but it was kind of boring.
That's, you know what? That's sort of the slogan for this season. It's nice to watch, but kind of boring.
But, I mean, it was just heartbreaking hearing that one guy's story where I was just like, oh my God, I feel so bad for him.
You know what's so funny is I'm kind of a sucker for those stories. Like I'll cry at anything and all that. That one didn't really move me that much. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't have a reason. I don't have a like, oh, this is what. No, it didn't really move me that much. And I don't know why. Couldn't tell you.
Well, another tidbit I forgot to mention, which you don't have to comment on, but I do think that, I definitely think Nene heard it and was moved by it, but I don't think she was as moved as she was trying to make herself look. Like, I think she really tried hard to make herself cry.
Oh, you do?
And seem like she was, emotionally invested, but I just don't feel like, I didn't feel like that was actually where she was at.
Because she only kind of choked up there in the room, but she really cried in confessional. And I could see, you know, I have cried in those moments. You know, famously, Taylor the Latte Boy, when he first started listening to Catching Up, couldn't stand me. Right?
Okay.
And it wasn't until, I believe it is episode 27. Okay, I believe it's episode 27 of Catching Up. I don't know why that sticks in my brain. I could be wrong. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, Catching Up was the very first podcast I had with the guy that got me into podcasting, this guy, Mike Lawson. And it was just a show where every week we would call one another and we catch up. We never missed a week. And we did it for a little over 300 episodes. Right. And you can go, it's still available. Oh, no, it might only be on Patreon. Anyway, I think Mike wanted, it was a chapter of Mike's life. And he's fine with it, but I don't think he necessarily wants it in public. It might be gone from the public sphere, but you can definitely get it on Patreon. And I believe it's episode 27. And I had gone to see Wizard of Oz on the big screen at a movie palace. Okay. And I went on the show meaning to tell this story about how funny it was. And what was funny was, you know, there was the audience was full of parents with their children and old gay men. Okay. And we got there kind of late, so we had to get a seat close to the screen, you know? And so I could pretty much only see the screen, or maybe a couple of rows in front of me. And during somewhere over the rainbow, I just heard a bunch of fucking crying. And I was like, who the fuck is crying? And all these old gays were crying. Right?
Yeah.
And so that was gonna be the funny story I told on Catching Up. But then I went on Catching Up and I started telling the story and I started crying. Right? Because I was thinking about how for a lot of these men, when they saw this movie and they were little kids, this was a song about, I know why gay men are attached to this song. It's, it's about being stuck in a world where you're misunderstood and longing to be somewhere where you're totally understood. Yeah. And I started crying. Same thing too. There's something about me going to these concerts. I went to D23 and they did a little concert with Richard Sherman of the Sherman Brothers and Alan Menken. They each had their own little part. And Alan Menken was singing and playing Part of Your World. And this gay next to me was fucking crying. Right?
Yeah.
And I got on the show to talk about that. And I started crying. I started crying because I know that Little Mermaid is very important to a lot of trans people, particularly trans women, because it's about not feeling like you're a woman, but like not like your body isn't complying,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they relate a lot to the Little Mermaid. So maybe this is what this gay was crying about. But I get it. Nene Coco in the moment being only kind of moved, but getting into confessional and sobbing.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, no, I just, it was just, I mean, I didn't cry, but it was just definitely a tearjerker.
I don't think I've ever seen you cry. Like even when your brother passed away, I'm sure you cried, but on the phone with me, you were obviously very sad, but I don't think I've ever seen you cry.
It's not pretty.
Oh, really?
It's not great. No. There's like a weird sound I make when I cry.
Oh, really?
That I just don't like. It's like,
oh, really?
Yeah. So I hate it. I hate that sound.
I don't think anyone is happy when they cry.
Yeah, but it's like I get angry about it, and then I'm like angry crying. It's just weird. When I get angry, I cry too, and that pisses me off because I feel like it undercuts my anger. Yeah. And so when I'm like really upset about something and I start crying, I'll be like, I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because you're pissing me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It never works out. But no, I just think, I don't know. I guess I just, as a woman, as a biological woman,
debatable.
I don't know. The doctor who took out my uterus would disagree. So,
but then I did play. People don't know. Right before we started starting the show, I was singing "Part of Your World" and Lauri was crying.
I was bawling.
Yeah,
I was bawling mostly because I'm wearing boxers and I have bat wings. So
that's a good point. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of The Big Takeaway. Be sure to join us next week as Lauri and I continue to give our gut reactions, first responses, and initial impressions of each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18. So for Lauri and Kay Roggenkamp and myself,
woohoo!
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap, part of the Afterthought Media Network. If you loved this episode, be sure to follow the show wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps us grow. For bonus episodes, early releases, and exclusive content, join us at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: Supernova Ghoul, Braxton Cahill, Polly Amory, Graham Crackers, Little Delicious, Mike Yeager, Efren Barboza, Pilskit Pony, Scott Dreyer, Myra FG, Emily Tully, Travi Cosmos, Tom Baum, Jackie Chirinos, Mary Shine, Lucy Carrasco, Astute Girl, Dave, Alona, Runner Brandon, Humble Pie, E. Smith, J. Thomas Plank, Nikki Pettit, Trots Away, Doofus Maximus, Annekins, Kathy Zender, Nikki Baker, Peter, Derek Byers, Clinton Williamson, Coco San Pedro, Poppy Woods, Jazzy Ray, Lauren Eckert, Brad Coley, Katie Whitmire, AJ Norris, and Sarah Yu. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.